Hi, it's Nicole. I'm Positive Impact for Mind and Body. And I just wanted to touch base with you today. I know the title of my podcast today was rather interesting. Nothing could have prepared me for this. And what this was a unique revelation. I've been in the fitness and weight loss businesses for 30 years. I know, I don't want to really talk about that number too much because it speaks to my age. But let's just say I've been there a long time, right? Even more than 30 years. And, here it is, manual after manual after manual, instructor guide, Tai Chi, AFA, NASM, you name it. I've had certification after certification for over 30 years, right? PT certs. I got a file full of them. PT certs, Fit Tour, flexibility, stress management, kickboxing, you name it, precision nutrition. I've done it, been there, done that. All these massive corrective exercise, all these massive manuals, right? I've taken 30 years of this. Nothing could have prepared me for what the reality was when it came to weight loss or fitness or really attaining any goal. And what really did prepare me well were the psychic readings that I'd be giving people. And the psychic readings were far more in detail and in depth about the personality of this human being, because people would come to me looking to lose weight or to get fit or, participate in an endurance race or a Spartan race or any of those. And what they were really trying to say was, help me love more, help me communicate better, help me find my self-esteem, help me feel safe in my own skin. They weren't saying those things because we really haven't built a language in order to understand those things or to recognize those things or to even acknowledge those things. So the more I worked with people in fitness and weight loss, the more I realized that honestly, it wasn't about the weight loss or the fitness. It wasn't about the diet. It wasn't about how much activity or how little activity they did. I mean, I'm a metabolic technician. In that pile of certifications somewhere, there's also a metabolic technician certification. And what I realized was really, although I had the science, I had all the background. Hi, Barb. How are you? Oh, I'm so glad you joined in. Thank you. It's good to have you. And Barbara's one of my clients, actually. Hi, Barb. But and Barbara knows this too. We talk about this all the time, that, we can be on the best diet and exercise program ever, but if we are not knowledgeable about who we are inside and what makes us tick, we're never going to get anywhere, right? So I wrote a workshop called Be a Body Psychic about 20 years ago. And I was utilizing it. Actually, it was a workshop that I was teaching other massage therapists and chiropractors and physical therapists in order to help them in their businesses. But what I realized was that this was actually a manual for success. The Be a Body Psychic system that I built is an actual system that you can go in and check in with yourself about where you're succeeding and where maybe you're stuck or you need to overcome certain issues and problems in your life. And usually it stems from certain emotions. And well, I'll say that there's this wide variety of emotions that you personally have, and we're only speaking to maybe 2 or 3 of those as I'm also a behavior specialist. Sorry, I forgot to add that in. But all of the certifications that I have ever taken, all the science behind it, all the psychology behind it, all the metabolic biology and the neurotransmitters and everything else, nothing else could have prepared me for the truth of who you are until I started giving those readings to my clients. That was a huge revelation for me. But even bigger than that was the ability, and I realized this after the fact, was my ability to teach other people how to do it for themselves. And that is revelation number 2. And that became a real focal point for me at one point in my life. until the death of my parents, and then I had to kind of put it to bed. But now I've opened it up again, and it's going to be available via webinar. We have an information session tomorrow, and you basically get a free download, okay? So in the workshop, the Be a Body Psychic workshop, it's a 4-week workshop. When you join the program by tomorrow, you'll get the workbook and the CD for free. But right now you can download one of the very first tracks on the CD, and that is the Body Scan. This is the root of all the juicy goodness of who you are, okay? The good and the bad, and that's what I'm talking about. No matter what the science I have on metabolics and your behavior or your personality, if we can't understand what's going on in here for you personally, emotionally, mentally, then we're never going to be able to succeed at what we really want to create in our lives. So that being said, you can do this now if you want, and I'll type it in the comments also. Text body-mind to 33777. That's going to bring you to a landing page that you can download the Body Psychic visualization. The first step is to do that visualization. Do the visualization, because that's going to give you information about what is happening inside your mind and body. It allows you to start to take notes and journal about what's happening in different areas of your body that represent areas of your life. You see how this is starting to make connections now? That is manna from heaven. Then you can join us tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a live Zoom call tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to start to interpret some of your own personal symbology, which is fascinating, not just from the perspective of how you can grow your own intuition and your meditative practices and get this information, but how your mind and body are working together. And I will tell you that there are some very universal symbols, and then there are some very personal symbols. And that is where the mini readings will come in. So tomorrow I'm going to be spending about an hour chatting with whoever wants to join the Zoom call for the information about the Be a Body Psychic course. But I'm going to be giving mini readings throughout the course to help you understand your mind-body language even better than I could have possibly understood as a psychic, as a biology, and all the science and all the specific information. Like I said, I have like 16 different manuals here, different certifications that I've taken over 30 years, and nothing prepared me for what the reality was of the soul living inside the body. So I think it's an exciting, very empowering moment to be able to teach this to other people and engage them in a way that will ultimately bring you to your goals faster. This is the truth of it. So there's a lot of ways that you can manifest things, right? You can meditate for hours on end. You can say affirmations and mantras over and over and over again. However, if you haven't dealt with the subconscious issues that you know are blocking you, right? Well, some of them are conscious. Some of them we know about, right? No doubt about it. But then there are the subconscious ones. And I just did a podcast yesterday on holistic lifestyle in LA about how this woman said, you know, she had just given birth. She had a 6-month-old and a 5-year-old, and they'd hug her, and her 5-year-old would squeeze her abdomen and her belly and be like, oh, I love you so much. And she associated that love, that attention, with the love of her son. So she didn't want to lose the weight initially. She wanted to psychologically and consciously lose the weight, but subconsciously she was stuck in this pattern of, if I lose the weight, he won't love me that way anymore. And that's a fallacy. That's just one example. There's so many examples like that I've experienced over the course of the last 30 years that really do nail the subconscious reasons of why we're not attaining what we want to attain when we want to attain them. So that's the first step. The second step, once you acknowledge that we understand and we know what that subconscious block is now, the next step is how do you get rid of it, right? How the heck does that happen? That happens during a course of conversations that I created called Subconscious and Superconscious Conversations. In that process, we're allowing your subconscious mind a little bit of power to speak its mind. That's why I said body-mind to 33777, because your body has its own mind. So we have to be able to communicate B, discover what's the problem, and C, have tools in place that allow those problems to diminish in importance, okay? If that makes sense. So if we're suffering from trauma from a childhood event and that trauma is stuck in our bodies, we now have a tool that we can use to make that less and less important. And I'm not saying your experience is not important. What I'm saying is that it shouldn't impede you from getting your goals now, right? Does that make sense? Put in the chat box if any of this is making sense to you. I'd love that. The third piece of this is then we reinstall what you really want to create. We reinstall the things that you need to see yourself succeeding. And that's the third part. Then it's about maintenance. So if anyone in here is familiar with the concept of the psychological concept of the 5 stages of change, I've just taken you through all of them. We've gotten through all 4 weeks and 5 stages very quickly. The first stage is this stage of contemplation. There's pre-contemplation. Right now, whoever's watching this is probably in the contemplation stage if they're listening to how I'm structuring the program for the next 4 weeks. Then there's preparation. That means that you have to be able to admit you want to be a part of this, right? And that means engaging, maybe texting that number there, or I'm also going to put in the chat box, totally making sense. Thanks, Barbara. Thank you. I'll put in the chat box the landing page for my sign-up sheet. If I have your email, basically you're going to get a Zoom invite. I'm going to blast that out in less than 24 hours. Can you believe it? It's tomorrow at noon. I'll be doing this live mini reading session and live communication with the audience about what they've experienced in the free downloaded body scan visualization. So that's, if you want to partake in this, if you want to be a part of it, step 1, download the body psychic visualization. Step 2, do it. Actually go through the steps of the visualization. Step 3, write down what you see. And step 4, join us tomorrow at 12 p.m. so you can get some interpretation of what your personal and universal symbology is meaning for you and what you want to create and what you need to get over and get a mini reading in that process. Hopefully. If there's a ton of people, please understand, I won't be able to give a mini reading to like 80 people, but I could probably manage 15, 20 people. Let's see how it goes. But anyway, I'm going to put in the comments here the text. You can text body-mind to 33777. And then you can also, excuse my dog, sorry. Nothing like a little jump in the middle of everything. You can also, if you want, you can click on this link directly right now, and it will take you right to the landing page for the sign up. And let me just reiterate that tomorrow is free. The 12 p.m. session on the 29th is a free session, just so that you can experience a little bit of what I'm talking about, get a sense of how it works. And then I'm also going to lay out the curriculum for the next 4 weeks about how you can start to see yourself winning, put in place some action steps that you know will help you attain your weight loss. Maybe you need to find your soul purpose. Maybe you need to find your soul mate. Maybe you want a different career, or you want to move. You're not sure what you want to do. These are all things that are going to come into a very, very clear focus throughout the course of the next 4 weeks and help you get to where you want to be. Do you guys have any questions? I see a lot of comments from myself and positive impact. Excuse my dog. Gotta. Shh. Anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me via Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at Nicole's MBM for Mind Body Mastery. You can contact me through my website, mindbodymastery.org, or you can text that number again. And if you do have a question, leave in the comments what your question is. in any case, I really do want to see you succeeding. That's what I realized in a spirit group up meeting I've had over the past 8 years is that's what I'm born to do. I want to help you do it. And I have everything I think you need to get there. So let's do this together. Let's see you succeeding together. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Like I said, 12 p.m. at, you just have to send me your email and I will send you the Zoom link for the invite. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye, Barbara. See you later.